Welcome back to today's economic news. I'm John, and today we delve into a story that is as shocking as it is infuriating. The federal government has indicted Hector Rusthenford Guerrero Flores, the alleged leader of the Venezuelan Tren de Aragua gang, on federal terrorism charges right here in New York. Now, you might wonder why this matters to you, but I assure you, the answers will make your blood boil. We are not just talking about another criminal busted. We're diving into a sprawling narrative of how crime, international relations, and government policies collide, impacting your life and pocketbook in ways you might not even realize. Before we even dissect the charges, let's set the stage. For 2 decades, Latin American gangs have embedded themselves into the very fabric of transnational crime, and gangs from Venezuela are leading the charge, mostly due to a toxic 1009 of political upheaval and economic meltdown that's been brewing since the early 2000s. Imagine a country so embroiled in its own chaos that criminal organizations rise unchecked, becoming a societal mainstay rather than a footnote. The Tren de Aragua's designation as a foreign terrorist organization isn't just a label, it's a grim acknowledgement of their grip on the underworld of drugs, human trafficking, and rampant violence. The U.S. has made it clear that dismantling these networks is not just an option, it's imperative. But how did we reach this point? Reflecting on U.S. interventions in Latin America, we see a history that's fraught with attempts to curb drug trafficking that started back in the 1980s. This era introduced a militarized response to combating crime, laying groundwork for policies that continually shape today's justice landscape. Remember the war on drugs? Its effects linger, leading to rivalry and a shifting view of how such crime is addressed. Gang operations like those of the Tren de Aragua have evolved, not just growing in numbers, but positioning themselves as multinational threats, therefore demanding a federal response that transcends borders. These historical layers reveal why today's actions are not just critical but necessary for shaping future domestic and international policies on immigration and crime. Now, let's scrutinize the charges and what they signify. Guerrero Flores faces accusations of racketeering, providing material support to terrorists, engaging in a cocaine importation conspiracy, and using firearms and destructive devices. To simplify, this is a criminal resume that would shame any corporation. More than 30 of his alleged compatriots have also been indicted. You might ask, so how dangerous are they? Guerrero Flores reportedly operated seamlessly even from prison, directing operations aided by AK-47s and AR-15s, among others. And let's not gloss over the deportation of 238 alleged members of Tren de Aragua under Trump's Operation Take Back America. Sound like a dangerous corporation to you? These are not mere gangs. They are crime syndicates challenging global security. Proponents say federal crackdowns are essential for public safety and national security, working to stave off associated violence and drug issues. But at what cost? This punitive focus has shielded eyes from root causes, namely economic disparity and inadequate social systems within both the U.S. and the gang's origin countries, rather than simply applying band-aids. Some argue we need comprehensive reform of economic and social policies to address crime proactively rather than reactively. The question is, do we punish alone, or do we first understand and address the socio-economic undercurrents? Let's spark the libertarian passion. Here's where the problems intensify. When the government funds military-style interventions against crimes like these, we are seeing tax dollars spent, leading ultimately to higher public spending and contributing to inflation. You're essentially paying with your hard-earned money for strategies that often lead nowhere. Is it not a form of economic theft from you, the taxpayer? Moreover, the perpetuation of gangs like Tren de Aragua unveils governmental ineptitude, a legacy of failing to address very societal conditions that allow such gangs to proliferate. We fund these operations, yet we solve nothing by ignoring root causes and continue cycling ineffective practices. And what about our cherished liberties? As governments tighten control and increase surveillance in the name of safety, personal freedoms erode. Are we comfortable trading liberty for security? In conclusion, the indictment of Hector Rusthenford Guerrero Flores is a clarion call for all of us to scrutinize not just symptoms, but origins of global crime and the often misguided governmental response. If you're tired of paying out of your pocket for ineffective governance, it's time to take action. Hit that subscribe button and join us in demanding better. Until next time, I'm John, delivering the economic narratives that matter to you.